now from the IBA at Winchester, engineering announcements for the radio and television trade.
Hello again. Welcome to the IBA's engineering announcements for the radio and television trade. Today, details of changes to the way in which radio and television interference complaints are investigated. In transmitter news, more existing relays are equipped for Channel 4, and details of 5 new relays. In the Borders, Bonchester Bridge, and in Wales, Cefn Mawr, Corris, Tregaron and Llangaby.
For many years, the Home Office operated a service of investigating interference to domestic radio and television reception. This was carried out by British Telecom engineers. More recently, the responsibility for that service was passed to the Department of Trade and Industry in the shape of a newly formed Radio Investigation Service. Some of the BT engineers actually transferred across to the DTI. On the 26th of July, Geoffrey Patty, Minister of State for Industry and Information Technology, announced changes to the Radio Investigation Service, including a phasing out of the effort put into dealing with domestic reception problems. To quote from a Commons written reply,
"The majority of cases of this sort dealt with by the RIS involved sets lacking adequate immunity, improperly tuned or maintained sets, or are cases where an external aerial is lacking or of poor quality, where the reception problems are so intermittent as not to be observed by the RIS.
The DTI is taking a number of steps to put the Radio Investigation Service into new terms of reference. Firstly, there'll be a new comprehensive colour booklet to help people safely diagnose their own problems. And there'll be a technical section for dealers and repairers. The booklet will be available in post offices later this month, together with a revised application form. Secondly, legislation will be introduced to enforce minimum immunity standards for all receiving equipment sold in the UK. And eventually, the RIS will only look into problems caused to sets complying with British Standard 905. With immediate effect, a call-out charge of £21 will have to be paid before the RIS will visit to diagnose the cause of domestic radio or television reception problems. Visits will not be made unless the equipment has an external aerial and a reception log has been kept, as required in the application form.
So there's a considerable change of emphasis. The Radio Investigation Service is to concentrate more on enforcing the law and therefore reducing spectrum pollution, while the onus for curing domestic interference problems moves more towards the dealer, who of course will charge for his services. The broadcasters themselves have never had the responsibility for solving local interference problems due to non-broadcast causes, and the expert on-the-spot help from the RIS and previously from British Telecom has always been widely appreciated. It remains to be seen how many people are put off by the £21 call-out fee and what increase there'll be in this sort of work for the trade in general.
Of course, the broadcasters are still happy to offer advice on reception problems which are not related to local interference, and we'll be giving our address and phone number as usual at the end of this bulletin.
Transmitter news now, starting with special announcements. In the London area, the major aerial work at Crystal Palace is still not finished because of the high winds and poor weather conditions. Reduced power and some interruptions will be necessary during the rest of this week, but the work is weather dependent. Full details are available in the London area on Oracle page 390. And in Devon, the aerial maintenance at Stockland Hill is nearly complete, but there's 1 or 2 more days of weather-dependent work which we hope to finish this week, after which we expect to be back on full power.
The aerial maintenance continues at Pontock Pike, with all services liable to reduced power and interruptions until the end of the month. At the Plimpton Relay near Plymouth, there's mast maintenance and installation work. This means the relay is expected to be off until 11:30 a.m. today, tomorrow and Thursday, and is liable to interruptions tomorrow afternoon. The installation work will also affect the VHF Independent Local Radio Service of Plymouth Sound, which will be liable to interruptions tomorrow.
On Humberside, there's more aerial maintenance which will affect the VHF independent local radio service of Viking Radio. The VHF service is expected to be off between 6:30 and 9:30 this evening and tomorrow evening, and between 6:30 and 6:40 on Thursday evening. The VHF service will also be on reduced power from 9:30 this evening until 6:40 Thursday evening. This aerial maintenance is, as always, weather dependent.
Today, Stanton Moor in Derbyshire will be off between 2 and 3 p.m. for an electrical inspection. Tomorrow in Mid Wales, the Llanbryn Mawr relay is expected to be off between 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. for aerial maintenance. In the Peak District of Derbyshire, the Hope relay will be off between 9 a.m. and midday for electrical board maintenance. On Thursday in Scotland, the Kilmacolm relay will be off between 9 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. for an electrical inspection. In West Yorkshire, Sutton in Craven will also be off between 9:15 a.m. and 2 p.m. for an electrical inspection. And in South Wales, Carmarthen will be off between 8:30 and 5:30 p.m. for electrical board maintenance.
New relays next, starting in Mid Wales, where Corris near Machynlleth is now on the air. The relay serves about 500 people in Corris and Eskai Giliog. HTV Wales and TVAM are on channel 49 and S4C on 42. The aerial group is B, vertically polarised. That's Corris, now on the air.
And the Llangubbi relay near Lampeter is also on the air. This extends coverage to about 275 people in Llangubbi itself and in the immediate vicinity. Viewers in the service area receiving weak signals from Blaenplui are recommended to change over to the new relay. HTV Wales and TVAM are on channel 25, with S4C on 32. Group A aerials are needed vertically polarised. That's Llangubbi now on the air.
Moving next to the borders, Bonchester Bridge near Hoyk is also now on the air. It serves about 230 people in Hobkirk and Bonchester Bridge. Border Television and TVAM are on channel 49, with channel 4 on 42. The aerial group is B, vertically polarised. That's Bonchester Bridge, now on the air and expected in full service on Friday.
Due on the air later this week, the Tregaron relay in Mid Wales, which will extend television coverage to about 850 people in and around Tregaron. HTV Wales and TVAM will be on channel 56 and S4C on channel 66. Group CD aerials will be needed vertically polarised. Tregaron is due on the air later this week. And in North Wales, Kevin Mawr is now expected to be on the air towards the end of August.
Channel 4 next, and in Scotland, Scriegs dependent relays, Tarbert Harris on channel 52, Ardin Tool on channel 42 and Uig on channel 50 are now on the air. The three relays cover a total population of 1,400. In Northern Ireland, Gorton-a-Lee on channel 31 and Bush Mills on channel 47 are both on. Between them they cover a population of 3,700. In Surrey, Hazelmere on channel 32 is also now radiating channel 4. Here the population coverage is 3,000. And in Bristol, the King's Western Hill relay is also now on there, extending channel 4 coverage to another 22,000 people in the Bristol area. The channel number is 52.
Due on in the next couple of weeks, in Scotland, Pennycook on channel 54 and South Knapdale on channel 53. In Lancashire, Oakenhead on channel 47, in East Sussex, Forest Row on channel 66, and in Avon, Ubley on channel 31.
Well, that's all for this week. If you have any technical queries or any reception problems, do contact us. Our address, Engineering Information Service, Independent Broadcasting Authority, Crawley Court, Winchester, Hants, SO21 2QA. Our telephone number is Winchester, that's STD code 0962 822444. If it's cheaper, you can use our London number 01584 7011 and ask to be put through to Engineering Information. Join us again next Tuesday, either at 9:15 or 12:15. From everyone at Crawley Court, goodbye until next week.